Dysphagia is a medical term used to describe difficulties in swallowing food, liquid, or saliva. The sensation of food getting stuck in the throat or chest, coughing or choking during meals, and constant throat clearing are all common symptoms of dysphagia. These symptoms may cause discomfort or pain and can also result in unintended weight loss or malnutrition. Dysphagia can be caused by a variety of factors, including neurological disorders, muscular disorders, or even simple aging. The importance of modifying diet for dysphagia. Dysphagia, or difficulty in swallowing, can significantly impact a person's quality of life. Modifying the diet is an effective way to manage dysphagia and prevent complications such as aspiration pneumonia. The modified diet usually involves altering the texture and consistency of the food and drinks so that they can be safely swallowed without the risk of choking or aspiration. The diet may also include limiting certain types of food or drinks that can worsen dysphagia symptoms. It's crucial to work with a healthcare professional or a dietitian to ensure that the modified diet provides adequate nutrition for the individual with dysphagia. Detailing various levels of food textures. Texture is a key determinant of our food preferences and choices. Texture refers to the way food feels when we chew, bite, or swallow it. There are various levels of food textures that we can categorize food into based on their consistency and firmness. The list of textures includes soft, smooth, creamy, crunchy, crispy, chewy, and sticky. Soft foods are those which can be easily mashed with a fork, such as boiled vegetables. Smooth textures are those with no lumps, bumps, or crunchy bits such as yogurt. Creamy foods have a smooth and velvety texture like ice cream or mashed potatoes. Crunchy food is food that has a crispy and brittle texture, such as potato chips. Crispy foods differ from crunchy foods in that they are light and airy, such as puffed rice cereal. Chewy food requires prolonged and active chewing. Examples include beef jerky and dried fruit. Finally, sticky foods remain glued to your teeth, and chewing gum is a perfect example. Level 1 foods. Level 1 foods are the least processed and contain the most nutrients. Examples of Level 1 foods include fresh fruits and vegetables, beans, legumes, whole grains, and lean proteins such as chicken and fish. These foods are rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, providing numerous health benefits such as improving digestion, reducing inflammation, and lowering the risk of chronic diseases like cancer and heart diseases. It is recommended to consume at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables daily for optimal health. In addition, incorporating a variety of whole grains, beans, and legumes into your diet can help you achieve a well-balanced and nutritious meal plan. Level 2 foods. Level 2 foods are typically introduced after a few weeks of feeding Level 1 foods to infants. These foods have a thicker and slightly coarser consistency than Level 1 foods, aiming to encourage tongue movement and promote oral motor development. They are also slightly more complex in flavor and texture than Level 1 foods. Examples of Level 2 foods include mashed bananas, well-cooked and mashed sweet potatoes or carrots, and finely chopped soft fruits such as peaches or pears. Small pieces of soft-cooked pasta or noodles, cooked ground beef or chicken, and scrambled eggs are also appropriate as Level 2 foods. It is essential to introduce new foods one at a time and maintain a 3-day gap to watch for any allergic reactions or intolerance in infants. Level 3 foods. Level 3 foods are those that require chewing and have a texture that is slightly more challenging than Level 2 foods. These foods are usually soft and moist, making it easier to manage in the mouth. Examples of Level 3 foods include finely diced chicken, flaky fish, cooked fruits and vegetables, and pasta. These foods are ideal for people who have progressed from Level 2 foods and are confident with their swallowing abilities. It is important to note that Level 3 foods should only be introduced under the guidance of a speech-language pathologist or a healthcare professional to ensure safe and effective feeding. Tips on food preparation. If you are preparing food for someone with dysphagia, it is important to take extra precautions to ensure their safety while eating. Some tips for food preparation include blending, pureeing or mashing foods to a smooth consistency. Foods should also be moistened with broth, sauces or gravies to make them easier to swallow. Try to avoid foods that are dry, hard or sticky, as well as foods that require a lot of chewing. Finally, make sure that food is served at a safe temperature, as hot or cold temperatures can also pose a risk to those with dysphagia. With these tips in mind, you can help ensure a safe and enjoyable dining experience for those with dysphagia. Alternative options for difficult-to-eat foods. For stringy meats like steak or pork, slicing against the grain can make them easier to chew and swallow. Another option is to use a meat tenderizer or marinade to break down the fibers and make the meat more tender. For foods with hard shells, like nuts or seeds, they can be ground up and added to dishes like salads or smoothies. Similarly, hard fruits like apples can be sliced thinly or cooked to make them easier to eat. In cases where raw vegetables are difficult to chew, steaming or roasting them can make them softer and more palatable. These are just a few examples of alternative options for difficult-to-eat foods that can help make mealtime more enjoyable. Advice on liquids for dysphagia. Patients with dysphagia need special attention to their liquid intake. Depending on the severity of their condition, they may require thickened liquids to make swallowing easier and safer. For patients who need thickened liquids, it's important to follow the recommendations of a speech therapist who can assess their level of dysphagia and recommend the appropriate level of thickness. It is also important for patients to stay hydrated, so remind them to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Encourage them to avoid alcohol, carbonated drinks, and hot beverages as these can irritate the throat and cause discomfort. Finally, educate patients and caregivers to be vigilant about their liquid intake and to report any difficulties with swallowing promptly. By following these tips, patients with dysphagia can manage their condition and avoid complications. The benefits of consulting with a speech therapist or dietitian. Consulting with a speech therapist or dietitian can have numerous benefits. Speech therapy can help individuals who struggle with speech-related issues such as stuttering, lisps, or difficulty pronouncing certain sounds. It can also assist individuals who have suffered from a stroke or brain injury and need guidance with language or speech rehabilitation. On the other hand, dietitians can help individuals with creating a personalized nutrition plan to assist with achieving personal health or fitness goals. They can also help those with medical conditions such as diabetes, digestive disorders or food allergies, by providing guidance on foods to avoid or incorporate into their diets. Although dysphagia can be a challenging condition, there are many resources available to help you manage your symptoms and continue to enjoy meals. Every small change can make a big difference. You can overcome this. Stay positive, be diligent, and do not hesitate to ask for help from family and friends or support groups. The dysphagia community is there to provide you with inspiration and practical advice. Take care of your health and remember that happiness and pleasure of meals are still possible. You can do this. Key points recap. Dysphagia causes difficulties swallowing food, drinks, or saliva and can have a significant impact on quality of life if not properly managed. Modifying the diet with different food textures is the most effective way to safely manage dysphagia. It is crucial to consult professionals such as speech therapists or dietitians to determine the appropriate level of diet modification. Hydration, nutrition, and safety are top priorities when living with dysphagia. There are many resources and a support community available. Stay positive and follow the recommendations of your medical team. Dysphagia can be managed and meals can still be enjoyed. Your support and participation are vital to raising awareness about dysphagia and helping others living with this condition. Please share your comments and experiences in the comments section below. Personal stories and practical tips from the community can be incredibly useful for those newly facing a dysphagia diagnosis. Together, we can educate, inspire, and support each other on this journey. Thank you again and see you next time.